Alright, my name is Raj Kala, and today is going to be a very crazy day because I'm going to tell you something that happened to me when I was a teenager. I wasn't really a teenager, I was a child, and it was really a drastic story. I'm going to try to remember that, and I have no script here, so actually I'm going to tell you, I'm just testing my new equipment, new software here, because I'm going to start posting videos here on YouTube, more frequently, maybe on a daily basis. I'm going to start inviting people for a podcast, so I bought many professional microphones. I've been investing on equipment, lights and everything. I'm gonna, that's a surprise, don't tell anybody because it's a spoiler. I'm giving you some spoilers. So I need to test the sound of this microphone and the camera, if it's nice or not. And okay, so I've decided to tell you something, a story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, okay? Some people watch my channel but they're not subscribed, and don't forget to leave a like to my video, because this channel used to be very popular. If you go back to the first videos, you would see that I had many views, and I just abandoned the channel for many years. So now I'm trying to revive it. So the best way to do that is to have engagement. So please show that you appreciate my job here and hit the like button. It's really important. So I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me when I was 11 years old. Yes, I was 11 years old, but I was a crazy child because I was hyperactive. I'm still hyperactive, but less than I was when I was a child. So when I was a child, some teenagers invited me to join the parkour group. Yeah, parkour. And it was crazy because they would do some crazy things like jump from building to building, and it was really not a kind of a light parkour. No, it was a heavy thing, because it would really jump from building to building, and I was just a child, so I would do just the simple things, just skipping over some fences, some obstacles, but not really drastic things. But I had this peer pressure of doing it. So one day I decided to just tag along on one of their adventures, and I ended up going to a very high building. And their plan was to jump from one building to another. The buildings were not so far apart from each other. It was like they were like 2 meters away from each other. But 2 meters, it's really a big distance for a kid, and even for teenagers. Like, I think they were like from 16 years old up to their 20s, their early 20s, and I was the only child there. But when I was a child, I didn't have friends who were at my age for some reason, so I just talked to adults, or either adults or teenagers or young adults for some reason. I don't know why. So I was in a situation, and the peer pressure was that I did the jump, but of course I wouldn't be able to do that, so because it was too far away, like 2 meters away. So they were doing that, they were jumping to and fro, and they said, you can't do it, because I tried it. I was great at jumping, but as a child I would just jump like 1 meter and 50 centimeters. But they were saying, no, you can do it, out of peer pressure. I did it. I jumped from one building to another, but of course didn't work out, so I fell down all the way down. And what happened? I'm gonna give you the biggest spoiler of this video here, but I'll tell you the truth. I didn't die. Seriously, I didn't die. I think it wasn't so high, I told you that it was a high building, but it's just because I was a child, so for me it was high, but it was like a 4-story building. Yeah, so there were like 4 floors. I don't know how high it was, but it was really high for me. I ended up breaking my legs and my arms. Yes, I had to go through physical therapy for a long time, for a year, and I couldn't walk properly for 2 years. I was limping. I would just limp. But if you know me now, you know that I can walk perfectly. I have recovered. I've gotten over the situation. But I had an ordeal for 2 years out of that. And you might wonder, you might imagine that I got really traumatized after that. And I'm going to tell you the truth that no, I didn't. After I fully recovered, so I was like 13 years old when I was fully recovered, guess what I did? I joined another parkour group, but it was a responsible group, a professional group with some, you know, instructors, and it was like a school, a parkour school. So for me it was a great experience because for the first time I was doing it properly, you know, following step by step. And yeah, I still do that, but not so often as I used to, because now I've got different responsibilities. I'm an adult now. But it's crazy to imagine how crazy I was when I was a child and a teenager. I took so many risks. It's crazy, right? Looking back, a great story. But leave a comment telling me whether you liked my sound, if I sound better than in my previous videos, and please join my now, I'm not going to tell you about my secret club. You know, I've got a secret club, and I will tell you to join my club, but I'll tell you about that later. Yeah, I'm going to tell you about that later. But please subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram, because I've been posting things there on a daily basis. You know, basically now I have a series of videos on Instagram teaching you how to pronounce words. So please join my channel on YouTube, subscribe to my channel here, and follow me on Instagram. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you later.